Chapter 6. Cavern of Hidden Discoveries. After catching his breath and resting for a bit, Akira decided to explore the cave further. His strategy was simple: always turn right, and if he encountered a dead end, he would backtrack and try again. The twisting tunnels were a labyrinth, filled with eerie echoes and the occasional sound of dripping water. As he navigated the maze, he encountered various low-level monsters. Spiked rats with their sharp, needle-like fur attempted to ambush him from crevices, but Akira's swift swordsmanship made short work of them. Sonic bats, emitting disorienting screeches, tried to disarm him with their high-frequency attacks, but a few well-placed fireballs silenced them. Meanwhile, Alfred diligently mapped the cave in Akira's mind, ensuring they wouldn't get lost. The AI's detailed mental map allowed Akira to delve deeper into the cave's unexplored sections with confidence. Most adventurers avoided such depths due to the risk of getting hopelessly lost, but Akira pressed on, his determination and Alfred's guidance lighting the way. After what felt like hours, Akira reached a vast cavern, larger than 4 football fields combined. The sight was breathtaking. Glittering veins of iron, copper, mithril, and other valuable minerals ran through the walls and floor. The cavern was illuminated by the faint glow of bioluminescent fungi, casting an ethereal light on the treasure trove of ores. Wasting no time, Akira set to work, his pickaxe striking the rock with practiced precision. The rhythmic sound of mining echoed through the cavern as he extracted iron, copper, and even some rare mithril. As he was engrossed in his work, Akira suddenly heard a noise that didn't match the steady rhythm of his pickaxe. It was a heavy, grinding sound, accompanied by the unmistakable tremors of something large moving. He quickly hid behind a large stone and peered out, his heart pounding. What he saw made his blood run cold. A golem, a massive, powerful, and surprisingly fast Rancor monster. The creature's body was made of rock and metal, and its eyes glowed with a malevolent red light. Akira's mind raced with questions. What was a Rancor monster doing here, and why did no one know about it? He realized that killing it would surely boost his rank significantly, but the task seemed daunting. The golem's sheer size and strength were intimidating, and Akira doubted his current abilities were enough to take it down. He needed a plan to escape. Alfred suggested a distraction. Akira grabbed a nearby rock and, using a small water jet, propelled it far away. The rock flew through the air, clattering noisily against the cave wall. The sound caught the golem's attention, and it lumbered off to investigate the source of the noise. Seizing the opportunity, Akira slipped away, his heart still racing from the close encounter. By the time he returned to the tavern, it was late, and he was utterly exhausted from mining and fighting ghouls. Deciding to leave the guild quest reward for the next day, he collapsed into bed and slept deeply, his dreams filled with images of the golem and the vast cavern of ores. The next morning, Alfred woke Akira with surprising news. His mana pool had increased. In this world, it was notoriously difficult to expand one's mana reserves, but Akira's had grown significantly. Reflecting on this, Akira remembered the first ability granted to him by the so-called god. His mana pool grew with use. Yesterday's intense mana expenditure had caused this increase. He wondered if the same principle could apply to his physical abilities. After collecting his reward for the ghoul killing quest, Akira spent the entire day outside the city, sprinting, jumping, punching, and swinging his sword. By the end of the day, he was thoroughly worn out. Returning to the tavern, he slept soundly. The next morning, he found his physical abilities had indeed improved as he had hoped. His muscles felt stronger, and his reflexes were sharper. Downstairs, the tavern owner reminded Akira that his stay would end unless he paid for another week. Akira paid for the extension, then went to his room, determined to make weapons and sell them for money. Deciding to forge steel weapons instead of iron ones, he recalled the necessary components: manganese, nickel, chromium, molybdenum, and silicon. He bought these ores, some in pure form and others needing purification, then set to work. Using his crafting skills, Akira purified the ores and began forging steel swords. The process was labor-intensive, but his efforts paid off. The weapons he created were of excellent quality, with sharp blades and durable construction. When he took them to the market, they fetched a good price. With the proceeds, he now had a total of 87 gold coins, just 13% short of the amount needed to buy the property outside the city. As he was heading back to the tavern, the guild bell rang, a sound that sent a shiver down his spine. Adventurers hurried to the guild, and the main city gate was being closed, a rare but ominous sign. Alfred quickly informed Akira that a monster wave might be coming, a rare but dangerous event. Understanding the urgency, Akira hurried to the Adventurers Guild, ready to face the new threat and protect the city. The prospect of battling a monster wave was daunting, but it also presented an opportunity to prove his strength and earn the respect and recognition he needed. With his enhanced abilities and newfound skills, Akira felt more prepared than ever for the challenges ahead. Akira made his way to the Adventurers Guild, where a palpable tension hung in the air. The guild master, a stern yet inspiring figure, stood before the gathered adventurers, delivering an urgent speech. "We've received news of an impending monster wave," the guild master announced. "This is a rare but dangerous occurrence. The city lord has decreed that every adventurer who participates in defending the city will be rewarded with 10 gold coins, and you can keep any loot from the monsters you defeat. The wave this time is enormous, and we may face significant casualties. It's our duty to protect the city and its people." The adventurers, driven by a mix of duty, reward and thrill, prepared themselves for the challenge. Akira registered to join the defense as well. The guildmaster concluded by announcing, "The monster wave will reach the city gates in 48 hours. Prepare yourselves." Concerned for the old man who lived outside the city, Akira decided to warn him. He made his way to the old man's house and called out to him. The old man, peering from his window, shouted, "Leave me alone!" But Akira was persistent. He knocked on the door and yelled, "I won't leave until I speak with you." Eventually, the old man came downstairs and opened the door, his expression filled with irritation. "I've heard your warning. Now go away," he snapped. "Please, you need to come with me," Akira urged. "It's not safe here." The old man sighed and looked at Akira with weary eyes. "I was once an adventurer too. My wife and I bought this property to live a peaceful, danger-free life. We planned to grow herbs in the back, but she fell ill and died a few months later. This house is my only memory of her. I wanted to sell it because I'm old and out of money, but I've changed my mind. I will die here when the monsters come. It's my final wish." Akira, seeing the determination and sadness in the old man's eyes, nodded reluctantly. "I understand," he said. As he turned to leave, the old man called after him, "You can buy this place from the lord after the wave. It will be cheap then." With a heavy heart, Akira returned to the tavern. Determined to be as prepared as possible, he spent the next 2 days training rigorously. He exercised tirelessly, enhancing his strength, speed, and stamina. He honed his combat skills, swinging his sword with precision and power, all while Alfred provided tactical advice and encouragement. Finally, the day of the monster wave arrived. The city's defenses were fortified, and adventurers lined the walls, their weapons ready and their faces set with determination. Akira took his place among them, his mind focused and his body primed for battle. The fate of the city depended on their combined strength and courage. As the ground began to tremble with the approach of the monstrous horde, Akira steeled himself for the fight of his life.